Soon. Police are, I imagine, concerned about that because this is a dangerous and clearly disturbed killer that's still out there somewhere.
That's right, Anna, and the people who live here in this Antioch part of Tennessee, they're nervous as well. They've had the dogs out searching. The canines have been looking around the neighborhoods, and they still have no sign of him, and we're going on 15 hours since that shooting happened. He has a history of, it appears, some form of mental illness. That interaction with Secret Service, where he talked about being a sovereign citizen and having a meeting with President Trump. Back in 2016, he spoke with police in his home state of Illinois, threatening suicide, but also saying that the pop star Taylor Swift was after him. She was stalking him in some way, trying to get into his Netflix account, his phone, that the FBI and his parents were in on it. And so this is somebody who has had some issues in the past. The state of Illinois actually revoked his authorization for guns. They took 4 of his guns away. They gave them to his father. 2 of those guns they've located already. Police say that his father gave those guns back to him. One of them, the AR-15, that was used in the shooting here. The other was found in his home. 2 still unaccounted for. Police say that when he showed up to this Waffle House, what happened just before the shooting was kind of eerie.
At 3:19 a.m., Travis J.Reinking arrived in the parking lot of the Waffle House in his pickup truck. J.Reinking sat inside the pickup truck for 3.5 to 4 minutes just looking at people inside the restaurant. After about 4 minutes, J.Reinking got out of his truck, armed with an AR-15 rifle, and started shooting. There were 2 persons standing outside the restaurant. They were the first ones who were hit, both fatally. They entered the restaurant and began shooting.
And again, 4 people killed, 2 people do remain in the hospital with gunshot wounds. Anna, we are told that J.Reinking worked at a crane sort of trade here. He'd been fired from a job 3 weeks ago and had a new job but didn't show up for work on Tuesday.
Diane Gallagher in Nashville, thank you. The killing inside that Waffle House was stopped not by police or the gunman himself, but by a customer, a man who says that if he was going to get shot, he wasn't going to sit and let this happen. James Shaw Jr., eating with his friends, waited for the right moment, then grabbed the killer's rifle and wrestled it from his hands.
You have to either react or you're gonna, fold. And I chose to react because I didn't see any other way of me, living. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to live. And I'll say it again, I didn't really fight that man to save everybody else. I know that might not be a popular thing, but I'm really honest. I'm gonna be honest to the core. I took the gun so I could get myself out. And then I went back, for my friend after I was like, let me see, is he still alive? Because it was just so fast. Like, I don't think, I hope nobody ever has to be in those shoes again, but it was almost like light switch type fast. Like you hit a light switch and the light's on so fast and you have to think.
Police say without a doubt that man, James Shaw Jr., saved lives inside that restaurant by acting bravely, putting a stop to this horrific attack. I want to talk now to another man who witnessed that sudden and violent act this morning. Chuck Cordero was in the parking lot of that Tennessee Waffle House while this attack was happening. Chuck, thank you for being here. How are you doing personally after this experience today and after what you saw?
I'm pretty tired from lack of sleep. I worked all night last night. When this happened, I was towards the end of my shift. I haven't really slept yet. It's very surreal. I'm just kind of in a daze at the moment.
I can only imagine. Tell me what happened. You were in the parking lot waiting, and then what?
Yeah, I pulled up at the Waffle House, and since it was crowded, I decided to wait in my car for a second. My friend who's a cook there was outside smoking a cigarette, and I decided to get out of my vehicle and go talk to him while I waited. I thought the gunman pulled up at that point, but I guess he was waiting in his vehicle as I was, but he exited his vehicle at the same time I did. I didn't even get a chance to take the keys out of my car door. He was shooting already. He had shot the gentleman at the door, and then he turned and shot my buddy who was trying to get away. And then at that point, I dropped to the ground and started crawling around my car, looking underneath it so I could keep an eye on the gentleman to make sure he wasn't coming after me. And then he stepped inside, and I heard a volley of shots, and that's when I really made my way across the parking lot because I did not know in which direction he was shooting. But when he went inside the building, he started shooting a lot more than outside. It was just a couple of pops, 4 shots, 2 at the victims and 2 through the window. But when he went inside, he picked it up.
It sounds terrifying. Chuck, tell me a little bit more about your friend. You went to visit a friend who was there. You said he got shot?
They're all my friends at the Waffle House. Just as if how the Waffle Houses are. They have their regulars. They treat you real good. They're very personable. T was very friendly. He was the cook, very jolly, listening to music all the time, had a pep in his step. You know, they're all that way though, but I would consider them all my friends. If this would have happened to any one of them, I would feel just as bad. They're just good people, and it's very sad.
I hate to even have to ask, but the person who you talked about, who you called T, did he survive?
T. No, T was one of the gentlemen outside. There was me and 2 other people outside the restaurant. I had just got out of my car. There was someone about to enter the restaurant, and then my friend T, who was outside smoking a cigarette. And, you know, they were in his line of fire, so they got shot. I was off to his side. I don't even know if he saw me, but I was afraid that he did. So when I got down, I really kept an eye on his feet and legs from underneath my car to make sure he wasn't coming after me.
I am so sorry for your loss, for what you witnessed. What was going through your mind as all of this was happening before your eyes?
First of all, it was just bizarre to see some guy step out of his car with no clothes on and an assault rifle. And then it was just like, oh my God, he's shooting people. And then when I hit the ground, I really expected him to go around circles with me around my car. So I just really thought he was going to come after me. But when he went inside, that's when I got more distance away from the restaurant. I was petrified. I really was. I mean, I was scared.
Of course. Well, you've heard now about the man inside the Waffle House, James Shaw Jr., who jumped into action and stopped the shooter. Right. What do you think of what he did?
Yeah, that was awesome. He saw an opportunity when the guy wasn't shooting, and he took advantage of it. I saw them wrestling when I stood up to see what was going on because it got quiet, and you know he did what he had to do. You know, there's been people on the local news website calling me a coward because I didn't do anything. The guy was killing people, and I have a daughter who needs me, and self-preservation was going through my mind. If that's cowardly, then that's what it is.
Yeah, I do not think you are a coward. I think a lot of people would react the way you did, which is get as far away as possible, remove yourself from the danger. That is the natural human reaction, which is what makes it remarkable that what this other gentleman did. Now we're here about 15 hours plus since this shooting happened. How concerned are you that this killer has not been caught?
If there's a coward in this whole story, it's him. Taking a weapon and killing unarmed people is pretty cowardly. I don't think he's a threat. I think he's some psycho that's out there. I think he's going to get what's coming to him eventually. I don't think he's all that bright, so I don't think he's going to get away with it. I'm not worried about him at all. I think he's just a psycho out there, and he'll get what's coming to him.
Chuck Cordero, thank you very much for joining us. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss. Sending our best wishes to you.
I lost a friend. Some people lost a brother and a son and daughters and girlfriends. It's just tragic.
It is tragic and heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. Coming up, mixed